So, if you are joining us on YouTube, what we're doing is called the Spotlight segment. And what we want to do is just shine a light on past students or any individuals that have had experience with the work and let them tell us what experiences they've had and how it's affected them. And today, me and Summer, we're going to be joined by Paul Sullivan, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So Paul has been a student. I think you took our class in 2016, and you've been doing the work on your own. Plus, you've taken a number of summers classes since then. So,
Yes, exactly. Yes.
all right. So, Paul, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me on. It's been awesome.
Well, thanks for coming on. Just tell us a little bit about how you got into the work, first of all.
Well, when I moved down here into Virginia back in the early 90s, 1991, I got settled down here, and my mother-in-law...
Telling your age.
Oh, well, yeah. My mother-in-law was getting treatments through a reflexologist, and I got really interested in that. And I thought, well, this is truly beneficial because I've seen a difference in what's been happening with her. And I thought, well, we've got nothing to lose. Let's try it. So I asked a number of questions, got involved in it, got a couple of publications, and it just took off from there, basically. And then my mother-in-law met Summer later on, and she introduced me to Summer and had a few treatments, which have been phenomenal. Couldn't believe the difference. Wasn't skeptical at all with it because of getting involved with reflexology. So yeah, it's been great from then on. I've really appreciated the training, not only from Summer but you too, Charles, when you came over. But that was fantastic. And then being used as a guinea pig in the class too, that's been getting a massage every day. It's fantastic.
Now, did Summer work on you as well, or?
Yes, she did. Yes,
okay,
I guess at the end of the day, it was just personalized heart treatment, which I'm really looking forward to another one. I think I really need it.
All right.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just looking over some of my paperwork that we was encouraged to keep records, and not mention any names, but 22 clients I've been able to help.
Wow.
Working as a team, and 6 of those have been repeat offenders. Well, return clients.
Yeah.
But yeah, just they've really seen the benefits of the Stevenson's method. So yeah, it's been tremendous.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about any particular ones that?
Well, there was one, and someone may have to remind me of some of the details because I jotted some things down, and I left my notebook downstairs because I usually keep good records of what I've done, and the next thing's coming up too. But there was one individual in particular. She was here on a short visit from
the islands.
The islands.
Yeah, the islands.
Yeah, just help me fill in a little bit, Summer. I don't mind.
That's okay. I'm glad you're going to talk about this one because this was really fantastic. I work on a client whose sister was in on a short visit, and they wanted to try to get to see me, but I was totally booked. And her sister had a mysterious illness that no one could figure out. Her doctors could not figure it out. So they brought her to my office, and I was already booked for the day, and I couldn't see her, and I felt so bad. And I said, please just call Paul. And I think they know you through other ways. They know your family. Mm-hmm. And she's like, Paul does this? Like, Paul. And I said, yeah, just please call Paul and see if he can see your sister. I really want to make sure she gets taken care of, and I trust Paul. So Then I sent her to you. So you want to tell us what you did?
Yeah. So she showed up, her and her sister, and I asked a number of questions before I did anything to try and get a basis, feeling of what was going on. And again, she was saying that her doctors could not figure out what was going on with her physically. So
She'd lost a lot of weight. She'd lost like 40
yeah.
pounds.
Yeah, she lost tremendous weight in a short period of time, which was, in my mind, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, she's got cancer. That's usually a telltale sign when you lose that much weight in a short period of time. So I'd kind of dismissed that, thinking, let's focus on her as a person. And I did the general treatment, and she's somewhat relaxed. I try to make her feel, trying to make her feel as comfortable as possible. Nice private room. Her sister was there, so she could see what was going on, which I didn't have a problem with. And did the treatment, and she wasn't very talkative, which is kind of surprising to me. So sister can talk and talk. It's not a negative thing. It just felt really quiet. I'd ask her something, and it was either yes or no answer, or a nod of the head. So I did the treatment on her, and I forget some of the details that I did, but the general was a specific one I did, and doing the back, doing the scissor lift on the back, the limbs here and here, and it seemed like she just kind of went from this level to this level really quick, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Just to get that personal feeling from her to understand that. Let me turn that off.
All right.
You don't mean to toot your own horn, but
But no, and again, some of the details I forgot. Maybe some of you could just kind of relate some of them after she went back to the islands. What happened? Because I didn't hear this before.
Yeah. So she had a lot of mysterious pain in her legs and lower back. And so all that was gone. And she's a school teacher, and she started to put weight back on, and they just are viewing it like it's a miracle. But what I think is really interesting about that whole process is that we didn't have to know what was wrong with her.
No.
Like you worked on her, addressed what her body needed.
Mm-hmm.
And she never found out what was wrong with her. But she feels completely better. The pain in her legs has not come back, and it's been 4 months, I think. Yeah. And also her family was just very impressed with Paul. So I'm going to toot your horn a little bit. I'm going to brag on you because the family just said that watching you work, it was just so obvious that you're a caring person, and that they could tell that you were concerned with what was going on with her, and that I think that's part of what really makes a difference, is having that deep concern for the other's well-being.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and it's not me, and not everybody's looking at me. It's a teamwork effort. So the person that's getting the treatment, they have to be in the mindset. What can I focus on? What is he telling me that I need to focus on to get the oxygen into this part or that part, and to really just calm down and get the stress out, and focus on themselves as we're doing this together. And you said she had leg problems, which she did, and I remember that. I worked from her neck down to her waist, from her feet up to her waist. The sciatic, she had a sciatic issue. Obviously, that went away. I have had other clients, an 80-year-old, in fact, was having sciatic issues, and the same thing, 1 or 2 treatments, and
it's all better.
Feeling much better. Unbelievable. So it's understanding what to do, how to do it, and helping them to understand their own body as well.
Yeah. So speaking to that, when people come to you, Paul, do they typically tell you exactly what is wrong, or is it more like this person was, where you kind of had to feel for it and see what was going on?
I've got another client coming actually this Friday,
Mhm.
and she's a repeat client, and she gets chiropractic work done as well, but she has again issues with the sciatic, so she's wanted to come again on Friday. She's not mobile herself. Her husband has to drive her here, so he gets involved with it too. So I'm able to explain to him and the client as well what's going on. But yeah, she's really looking forward to it. It's been a huge help working with both, because we know in fact that getting a treatment with the lymphatic thing that we do, and then going to a chiropractor is a little bit more beneficial than going to a chiropractor first.
No, I think that's great. I think that's a good point. How creative healing actually works alongside other modalities. So it doesn't have to be a standalone. It doesn't have to be.
No, not I mean, all these different techniques that are beneficial in themselves, but it's the process of it that I kind of look to. There's going to be like step number one, you need to do this. Step number two is this one, and then number three.
You have a very mechanical mind too.
Well, I do, and that's what makes sense in my mind as we go through.
Because you have a full-time job.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I think that brings up another big point is that, like with chiropractors or other people in medical industry, when you see them, they look like a medical professional, right? I mean, you really can't separate who they are from the work.
It's the white coat syndrome that people
exactly.
Right?
But with creative healing, I mean, you have a full-time job, Paul, so it's totally different than what you do with creative healing, correct? And the client that Summer sent to you, she didn't even have any clue that you did this type of work. So I think it's good that, with doing this, you don't have to really change who you are. You don't have to. You're free to be who you are, but when it comes time to work on someone, then that nurturing, that caring part of you can come out, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So I do that with my family anyway. It's we have a really close knit family, and a grandson. So who's a precious little thing right now. So he'll be 4 years old this month.
That's awesome.
So he's growing like a weed and testing everybody's patience at the same time.
So do you work on him too, or?
I've got pictures. In fact, I sent it to Summer one time.
Oh, that's great.
Me turn, you'll say.
Love that. Wait till he starts wanting to give you a massage.
Yeah. So he's done. He's tried to do that already. So it's just fascinating just to see, how the body works. In fact, I bought a publication online. I think it's the same one that both of you have. It's got the entire human body in it, colored pictures, the vascular system, just everything in there. And understanding the body that way has been a tremendous help in learning effect with this. In fact, I remember several years ago, I was doing work at one of the local hospitals here, and I got a chance to go through, actually doing work in the morgue area. So I got a chance to know the guy that did all the autopsies. And he said, if you're that interested, said, I'll get you in here sometime this week and I'll get a body prepared for you to look at.
Wow.
And it was absolutely amazing. Absolutely. Yeah. This individual is on 3 different shelves. It wasn't like the complete body, but it was all the internal organs of this individual that had a health issue. Yeah. So that was fascinating. Just seeing that just made me appreciate what life is like, the human body, how it was created, everything. Just fascinating.
And I think every massage does that too. We're building that mental picture.
Yeah.
So the more you work on people, the more that mental picture of what is going on under your hands, you build that.
Yes.
So it's a good resource, but
When
really
I
when you
when
start
Mhm.
working.
Yeah, when I had one of the first classes with you, I think I mentioned to you I can envision what where my fingers are in the body. You remember that? And I could almost picture what it's touching at that particular treatment. So
That's what we want to do.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but no, I don't. See, I don't think that what the book it shows always correlates with what you feel, and that's the tricky part. Is where you have to rely on what you feel more than what the book says.
Look through the depths in your eye, from the skin inwards. Yeah.
It helps, but then I ultimately have to trust what's underneath my hands because people are weird. All shapes and sizes. But that building that mental picture is so important for creative healing. It really is. That's one of the things that we try to cultivate constantly.
Yeah. And Paul, you were speaking about envisioning. I know you said that seeing the body and everything helped you, but prior to that, what were you doing? What kind of how has it changed from when you started? What kind of things were you envisioning then that helped you work on people to now? Has that changed for you?
Well, doing the reflexology, and again, the human body is fascinating to me. Just the feet alone, the pads of the feet, every organ is on there. You have meridian lines that run through your finger all the way through your body, connects to all the different organs. And understanding that and where it is on the foot, as well as the hand, as well as the face, everything connects. And doing the creative healing in addition to that has been so beneficial because it's deeper as well. It looks deeper into the body.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling it with your fingers, you're touching, you're understanding, and you can physically feel the different organs.
So how do you feel like your work has grown or changed since you started the class with us?
I feel more confident in myself in working with people. I remember one of the classes we took, there was a lady involved in it, and she said, I just don't have the confidence to touch somebody. I said, well, this is part of what it is. You've got to touch somebody.
Yeah.
And you have to, otherwise you're not going to accomplish anything. So if you can control that fear and overcome that, then it's going to be more relaxing for them and for the client, because they're going to feel the tension if they're going to do it anyway. So yeah, having self-confidence is a huge deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know a lot of students ask questions like, hey, I have this client, they're coming in, they're having this issue. What should I do? And which is great. Definitely want to help them. But a lot of times until you've actually touched the person, then you're going to get so much more information from actually touching the individual than, looking in the book or asking someone for advice or something like that, right?
Yes. I've actually done that I've called Summer on a couple of occasions, not knowing there was an individual that wanted some cranial work, and I'd never done that before. And so I did some research, called Summer, and
what did I tell you?
Goodness me, it was just
put you on the spot.
Yeah,
I know what I would tell you. What do you feel? What do you feel is going on? That's usually what I tell people when they call me. What do you feel into your hands? You tell me.
Yes, what did I feel? After doing the research, and I actually called a friend because one of their children had some cranial work done in Charlottesville. There's a doctor over there that does that. One of his children got really sick one time, and he got involved in that and was very good at what he does. So doing the research on that, understanding, what to look for. The client explained certain places on their head that wasn't quite right, felt uncomfortable. So I focused on those areas, and doing that light touching, the massage of the eyes, the 4 spots in the back of the head. That was really beneficial because they were kind of washy eyed. And relieving the pressure from the eyes made a huge difference with that individual too.
Yep.
Great.
Yep. Excellent.
So do you feel like doing the research and asking Summer and everything, was that beneficial to you? Or do you think if you had just went in, touched the client and started, would that have been any better?
I think it works both ways with that. Getting feedback from you and Summer and actually doing the treatment really does help. But you're feeling what that person's going through. You get to the point, and I've noticed this, and I've expressed it to Summer in one of the classes that I took. You get the feeling in your fingertips and your psyche and all that you're thinking, Summit's not right here. And then, manipulating that area and working with it, you feel it. I feel at ease. And the person, the client feels at ease. And you see a difference in their demeanor. It blows my mind how it works. It really does. But It does work. There's nothing hocus pocus about it. If that's what anybody's thinking that's watching this, it's not. It's understanding the human body. It's understanding our own bodies and helping individuals to do the same thing. So again, it's teamwork. It's not Summer. It's not Charles. It's not Paul. It's not whoever else is involved in it. It's the person and the client that work together to make this better for them.
That's well said.
Yeah,
well said.
So, Paul, you said that you started out learning reflexology and then you went to creative healing. But since then, you've taken creative healing quite a bit, right?
Yes.
You've had several classes with Summer. What keeps you coming back to just creative healing?
Continuous learning and understanding, because we're all imperfect. We're going to forget things. So if we're repetitive in doing things, it's gonna. There's a sign for impressing them in your own mind. It's like you get it in there and let it stay. So doing that's certainly beneficial. Yeah, I totally recommend doing classes all over again, helping out, with the instructor, things like that. And then if you focus on certain aspects, of maybe the legs, the torso, the shoulders, the back, whatever, then you can redo that class again. And that's what I've found beneficial for myself. In fact, I'm looking forward to a class in May with Summer, and there's going to be more of the torso.
We can do the core and more. Yeah. Internal organs.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. And I wanted to understand too the line in the neck.
Yeah.
I need more understanding on that too, because I see a lot of. It's funny when you start doing this type of work, you watch people, and you walk behind people and the shoulders are like this. They're walking down the stairs. That's got to be the most uncomfortable thing. The feet are pigeon-toed, or they go out this way. I said, it's such an easy fix. If they only knew. I've worked on a few guys at work. So my shoulder, my elbow really hurts, you know. And well, I said, what are you doing that's repetitive? You know, I do the same thing. You hold the grinder in a certain way, and you do the same thing day after day after day. And you know, your bones, the twist and the limbs and everything just gets out of place. Saying that, my back is way out. I feel like my feet.
You need some work. I know.
Yeah, I know.
It's been, you know how long it's been?
How long?
I remember. It's been over a year since I've seen you.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen it, and when COVID started too, there was a lot of things happened prior to that, a lot of good things, but then everything slowed down for 3 years. Didn't see anybody, but you know, keeping up with some of the information and jogging my memory, working with the family periodically because there was nobody else. That's helped as well. So you've got to keep continuing to learn and benefit from it.
So that's your advice to a future student. What would you tell a future student?
A future student, I would encourage them to learn as much as they can, to focus on self-confidence, to focus on envisioning the human body, not only with themselves, but you know, with clients that they work with, and working as a team. I think that's to sum it up what I would do.
Is there anything else you want to say to the people out there that are doing this work or interested in doing this work?
Yeah, just keep on going. Just keep doing it because you're going to benefit so much, as I have these past several years working on individuals and working with Summer and Charles here. Yeah, just keep doing. I've heard some good progress reports from individuals that was in the class with me several years ago. One in fact is a couple different places now that she's working out of. Yeah, so yeah, keep it up. Yeah,
that's great.
Kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Paul. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Likewise.
Summer, is there anything you want to add?
I think he really hit it on the nail on the head. Yeah,
great job.
Checked all the boxes there.
Thank you.
Great interview, Paul.
Yeah.
It really was.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Paul.